Walk with Bajaj podcast series once again with a new guest speaker. Today we have with us Alok Kumar. He is amazing coach, amazing trainer, and now he is guiding lots of coaches to build a sustainable business to get high value, high ticket clients. Thank you so much, Alok ji, for joining with us. Introduce yourself. What's your story? What brings you here?
Thank you, Shweta. Thank you so much for bringing me on this podcast. I'm really delighted to be here. And for the audience, I have a small journey. Yes, it's not small in that sense because I'm 50 plus now. Started very early. I call myself a villager boy because my roots are still grounded there in my village. I did my engineering. I went to UAE for my job. From UAE, I had an opportunity to go to France, Germany, then came back to India because of some personal reasons and family reasons. Here in India, I started with multinational jobs. I was working with top corporates. 10 years, I worked with top corporates, and my primary uh, subject was sales and marketing. So it became my way of life. Sales and marketing became my way of life. And after 2010, when I ventured into my own entrepreneurship journey, I left a high paying job in 2010, and it's been 15 years. I started my own entrepreneurship. Today, I run two factories in partnership with one of my partners. We manufacture some goods as well. But when the pandemic broke, it was a tough time for every one of us. Everybody knows that. There was a time when I had time to think, what else can I do? How can I add more value? Because previous to that, it was all B2B. So I was working with corporates. There was no individual connection except for, doing some presentations and, taking contracts, getting the payments, and that's it. When the pandemic broke, I thought, why not to explore something else? And this was something which was deep, I would say, there in my heart, but there was no time in between to do. But when pandemic broke and there was a time to think about it, and I was doing actually without any, I would say, name, I was training my employees, I was helping my customers also win and do all those stuff. So I thought, why not become a coach to do all these things professionally? And that's when I started doing coaching, and the subject was business because I was into my business, right? I was into my business. I had experience of multiple businesses across the globe before as well. So I believe the thing which is your core expertise can be taken as a, you know, teaching subject for others as well. Then only you can justify that. So it's been 5 years in coaching now, and I chose a subject which is high value business coaching because I know there are people, coaches who are just struggling to sell even thousands rupees of product and they're not able to do. So there is a great difference between selling some thousand rupees product or a lakh of a product. So my niche became teaching people who want to learn how to get high value clients and how to get the best of the ROIs for their coaching business. So this is in short my journey.
Amazing. I can say spectacular journey you have. You come from training, like you have come from corporate to business, then coaching. It's a very long and fruitful journey. And I can say, Alokji, like you have that spirit, you have that aura where you guide people to build their business. Now, my first question for you here is that ROI, when everyone want a return on investment, what value they
Yeah.
are giving. As you
Right.
mentioned, everyone now wants to be a coach. Lots of certification programs are going on. Still, they are
Right.
not making fruitful business. They are
Correct.
providing value out there. They have that kind of resources. What is stopping them? I mean, the mindset, what is the game? So, what one ingredient or one step they are lacking that stop them to achieve that high ticket clients or good business?
Exactly. Very nice question. And I keep on talking about this, but to answer this particular question, I see that a lot of people see coaching industry has not been regulated, right? Anybody can become coach XYZ from the moment they put a title against their name. Fair? But that's not all about coaching. It has deep meaning. Now, what happens is people who have, as you rightly said, there is a great mindset required to become a good coach. I'm not talking about successful coach. because the definition of success becomes different for everybody. Somebody is looking for money, somebody is looking for name, fame. But what actually coaching means is how much are you ready to transform somebody's life, right? And the biggest mistake which people are doing is they're putting a tag to the name, and from day one, they are starting to sell. Everybody is in a hurry to make money, right? And that's where I call it, you know, a sequential mistake. People are just trying to jump on the top of the ladder and start selling without crossing the ultimate bottom ladders, middle ladders to build that kind of a trust. So let's say I always give the example. If you don't know me, if I come to your house with a packet of sweets, would you accept it?
No, I don't.
No, nobody will accept anything from somebody who is unknown. Now, if you have become a coach today, tomorrow you are trying to sell your services, how can you expect somebody to buy from you? Right? Because you have not built that trust. People have not seen you doing those stuff. It's not only about talking about some strategies or giving some gyan. People want to know whether you have gone through the journey on yourself or not. If you have not cross that path on your own, if you have not that kind of a lived experiences, people will not trust on your words because these words are vague. And you can know, Google, AI tools, YouTube, everything has all those buzzwords. Go and scroll them. You'll find all those definitions people are talking. But people are not interested in knowing your, buzzwords. People are interested in knowing about you as an individual, as a coach. And I always talk about likability, lovability, trust. It's simple. If you don't like somebody, you'll not even try to talk to them, right? How are you going to buy something from them?
Right.
Fair? So people are losing on this aspect of sequential work. People are just trying to sell without building the fundamentals of a business. That's where they are stopping from becoming successful or, even trying to sell something as their services.
Right, and rightly said that trust is very important key ingredient, rapport building, and there the people are lacking. As you mentioned, coach, anybody, just put coach in front of them. I have seen lots of coaches, lots of struggling as well. In your opinion, whether certification helpful or not, or someone should pay for certification for a certified coach? Like, I'm not taking names of institutes, like I see, and different institutes are there. So, what do you think? Like, whether this is important, like to regular, systemize things?
Okay, so to answer to this question, I'll tell you, for an individual, it doesn't matter whether you have a certificate or not. For an individual, right? Because an individual wants a solution to the problem. Now, if I'm sick, I'm not gonna check whether the doctor has completed his MBBS or MD or other certifications from UK or US or something. If that person can help me, that is a doctor to me. Simple. So, as I said, since coaching is not regulated, no coach talks about their certifications. Very few are talking about it, right? Because it's not required for you to help somebody.
Mm,
But yes, since learning is required, knowledge is required. If you have a certification, that means you have learned from some authorities. That is gonna help you becoming more credible compared to somebody who has not learned from somebody. And again, I'll give you an example. Let's say there is a doctor who is a surgeon, right? There is a surgeon and there is an attendant to the surgeon who has been there with him for 20 years. He has seen every surgery being done by the doctor. He has been present in more than 100 of surgeries and he is capable of doing it, right?
mm.
But if I ask you, if you I pray to God that nobody gets into that mode of surgery. But if there is a possibility where you need some surgery, whom would you prefer to get surgery from? The doctor or the assistant?
Doctor, surgeon, yeah.
Surgery. Yes, exactly. Same thing I talk about here in coaching. Maybe there are people who are learning from different coaches, right? Learning is there, experience is there, but they have not formally learned it.
Mm,
So again, there is a risk. The risk for people who are choosing them.
mm,
I respect every coach who has, people talk about it that they have not been certified and
mhm.
they have not learned. They are dropouts. There are dropouts. And Mark Zuckerberg is also a dropout. But that doesn't mean you make exception a rule.
Hmm.
Exceptions are there to prove the rules, right? So if somebody has become a slum down millionaire, that doesn't mean every person living in a slum, they are becoming millionaires. They are exceptions. So here, your question about certification is to add knowledge and value in yourself so that you can contribute more to the people,
Yeah.
right? So
Yeah.
it's always good to have certifications, but not just that you get a certification, you become a coach. Again, you have to go through multiple processes to reach out to the people to make sure that they start believing in you, because certifications don't add trust. They only add a little of the value inside your knowledge.
Yes, so true. I mean, if I say about trust, people do marketing like content marketing, organic reach. They do posting, they do make reels, short videos, long videos, putting content out there.
Yeah.
Somehow it helped them to build trust. Still, they are lacking that trust, that much trust they get clients to have, like one-on-one
Right.
coaching they can get. So,
Mhm.
what do you think? Like, they're how what why they are missing? Because some people are already doing content marketing.
Fair. So whenever I do multiple workshops or I meet coaches on a daily basis, I ask this question: do they have a content strategy in place or not? They are creating content, no doubt about it. But is it really making sense for the others to read it? Do it? Is it being done strategically, or it is just by whatever comes to my mind, I create a post? That is what most of the people are doing. But if you have a content strategy in place, I'll tell you two simple things which is required for even the audience to listen and understand. People will transact with you only when you come to these two parameters. One, you connect them emotionally. The first thing is emotional connect. And the second is connect through your expertise. Now, everybody is selfish. They want to see whether you are a person like me. And second, are you really capable of helping me? So the first point is emotional connect. Your content should make emotional connect with the person first by relatability, by showing your challenges, wins, by showing your vulnerability. So once you connect with them, then you talk about the subject which you are expert at. And with the subject, you need to know ins and outs of your customers, which again, most of the people are lagging. People are just, assuming things to happen. They are not researching with data.
Hmm.
Let's say in my last workshop, I asked this question: how many of the people have really researched about their customers
Hmm.
with data? I didn't found anybody. Reason being, people are just doing things by their gut feeling. They need to research well about their customers, what they're thinking, what they need exactly. It's not about what we have to sell, what we have to serve. It's about the customer, what they want.
Hmm.
And if you make that connection, the need versus the solution, you are done. So people are missing on this part of the content as well. They're just trying to sell without building that emotional connect and the expertise as well. How should people and why should people believe in you?
Hmm.
What is the process where you are creating that kind of a trust with some proofs, right? So that people know, yes, you are there doing something similar to what they're looking for. If you can bridge that gap, even your content is gonna work as seamless as you want.
Rightly said. I mean, there the trust need to be built and content strategy need to be in place. Now, if we talk about content strategy and customer
Yeah,
research,
yeah,
what is the key ingredients, key steps for this? What do you think? I mean, I believe everyone should know their customer persona should be there in
yeah,
place. Uh,
yeah,
how to do that? I think they are lacking there. So, what is the key mistakes they are doing there?
yeah. I'll tell you, I read it. I think Zig Ziglar has said, he's a famous author. He said that the best content you can create about the story is running in the customer's mind,
Oh, nice.
right? So that kind of in-depth research you have to do. Let's say I always talk about, if you are a person, what is the most suitable time for you to showcase or share your pain with your spouse or your family? Maybe at the dinner time, maybe after dinner you are walking or you are going to bed and you are thinking something and you're sharing with your spouse or maybe your friend or your father or mother that this is what is bothering me. So
Hmm.
you have to get into your customers' minds. Now, Theoretically, if I say, people will talk about demographic, psychographic, behaviors, patterns, trends, and everything. I go two steps beyond this. This is okay. This is surface level work which you need to do definitely to
Mm.
know your audience. But what actually matters is, are you able to connect what's going inside their minds? Let's say, for example, if there is a coach and let's say he is doing ads, correct? He's spending money on ads, he's not getting clients. So what is bothering him? He's bothered by the money he's spending but not getting results. So if, let's say, I create a content saying, hey, if you're a coach and you are just spending money on ads and you are not getting even quality leads, that means something is missing with your system, right? So that will immediately connect with him.
Mm.
He'll immediately see that this is what I was looking for. So I'm talking about the things which is going in their minds. He's not talking to anybody on this part that,
Yeah.
hey, I'm losing money, because he is paying to some agencies, right?
Right.
Maybe he is fighting with his spouse or family. People are saying, don't waste money, because, the family, do take care of us.
Right.
They want us to be safe. They don't want us to, lose money. So whether or not they know about the business, but they definitely warn us, right? But we fight against them, and we try to do as a part of the strategy, as a part of the marketing. But that pain is inside us. Now, the family doesn't understand what is the purpose of marketing. They only understand one thing, that maybe you are losing money and you should not.
Mm.
So that pain is there. And if I can connect with that particular pain, I win that person. So this level of research. Now, to talk about the research, there are multiple tools. There are free tools, paid tools. You can do research, you can do polls, you can do surveys, right? There could be a number of ways where you can find all these details so that you talk only about what your customer is looking for.
Mm.
And there is one, again, sentence which I would like to add here. The pain the pain is almost always preferred over a desire. So if you have a pain and if you have a desire, you will like to first remove your pain rather than talking about the desire. So if that person has a pain and you talk about the pain, they'll connect immediately. And that's where the connection builds, and that person will definitely come to you and ask for the solution. That's how you should be taking it ahead.
Amazing. I can see here the first step is clear. We should research our audience and their pain points and clearly get in connection with them. Now, my relatable question to this is like, yes, I know my customer now, I know my client persona. Uh, After that, while pitching my programs, I am not able to ask for money. Some people face this problem, like coaches and usually face this problem. They have that mindset, how I ask for money, whether I ask for small amount because my clients not afford it, different questions in mind. So
Mm-hmm.
how to build that kind of mindset, and what's stopping them to ask high value for their high value resources, what they're providing?
Fair. See, the point is, it's not about the money. It's about the transformation. See, smaller money, small transformation. Let's say if you want to buy, let's say a toothpick. A toothpick will cost you 10 rupees, 20 rupees, a packet of toothpick, I would say, a bunch of toothpick. But if you want to buy a gold, obviously you need to spend some 20,000 minimum for a small nose pin or earring or something like that, right? So it depends upon the value, first of all. It's not about the money. Now, if somebody is willing to charge, let's say 1 lakh rupees, they should be clear in their minds that the value which they're going to give is multiple times, at least 3 times, 4 times, 5 times, the best value you can provide. Now, how you could be confident enough to do that if you have not done it for yourself? So the first thing is, it's not about the money. First thing, have you done it for yourself at least, not even for any clients? At least if you have brought the transformation in yourself. Let's say there is a fitness coach, right? And that person has reduced their weight from, let's say, 100 to 60. Now they know what transformation they have brought to their lives.
Hmm.
The same transformation could be a case study for others.
Hmm.
And that's a proof that this person has gone through that journey. Now, by doing so, what value he has gained? Now he is fit. He doesn't need any medicine. Now, whenever he dressed up, he looks, smarter. So that's the outcome which people want. Now you need to talk about the outcome rather than talking about the prices.
Hmm.
That's a major mistake people do. People, talk about selling 1000 rupees product or 5000 rupees product. And obviously, the buyers also know that these products are not going to do some major transformation in me. So they rate. It's called positioning. If you have to position yourself, you have to position in a. I'll give you a simple example. You must be seeing Maruti cars on the road. Maruti has been in India for the last 35 years,
Mhm.
right? Although they have all those resources to make premium cars, and
Right.
they are even trying for years to position themselves as a premium segment car manufacturer, but people are not accepting it. Why? Because they took themselves as a lower medium income class cars for years. Now the perception has been built that this is a okay car for lower middle class people. Let's say, for take an example of myself as well. uh, it's been 10 years, more than 10 years. I bought my Honda City. I had three options in the same range. I could have bought Maruti Ciaz. I could have bought Maruti Verna. I could have bought, you know, Skoda Rapid. And the fourth option was Honda City, right? All the prices were all similar. But, if you consider this all four brands, you'll be knowing that Honda has positioned itself in a premium car brand. So that premium feeling comes to me when I spend this kind of a money. So positioning, again, I said, the engines remains the same, the body structure, the material remains the same, but you have not positioned yourself as a premium coach. People will not pay you as a premium coach in the prices as well, right? So you have to position yourself with a bigger transformation. Now, don't talk about that, you'll be getting 10 videos or 200 videos. People are least bothered about the number of sessions or the transformation or the videos they are getting. People are looking forward to the ultimate transformation, what they want to become. If
Hmm.
you can relate, your messaging should be in such a way that people should relate to the outcome, and you have to live with it. You have to live with it. If somebody has not done it before for themselves or for their clients, you cannot have that kind of a conviction and confidence in your, and people will make it out. So don't fake it. My point is, become that person that you start attracting those kind of a people. That's the marketing. You don't have to pitch. Mind it. You asked me that you are gonna pitch, right? I don't believe in pitching. I believe in attracting those kind of a customers. And if you are at that level, people will get attracted. I'll give you an example. You see, you must have heard about Shah Rukh Khan or Amitabh Bachchan waving their hands from their rooftops, right? And there is a crowd to just see them.
Hmm.
Fair? Why? Because they have built their authority in that level, not everybody else. Correct? If we stand on our rooftops, nobody is going to see us. But if Shah Rukh Khan or Akshay Kumar, or for that matter, any celebrity, Virat Kohli, if they stand anywhere, they'll be having followers. So build that authority in such a way that people come to you. So I talk about pre-selling. I don't talk about selling. You do pre-selling in such a way that people come to you pre-sold and say, yes, you tell me how much money should I pay to join your services. That's kind of a marketing I talk about.
Amazing. I think it's mind blowing when we say it's bulb on moment, where you need to attract, and don't chase, attract.
Correct.
It's a bulb
Yes.
on moment for everyone here. Now, when we talk about return on investment, as you mentioned,
Mm,
that we need to place ourselves, position ourselves a high value ticket person or service.
right.
It's all about experience, what you are getting. Sometimes they are providing experience, maybe some people, like as you mentioned, they are placing themselves at lower level, still they maybe they have high value experience. um Here, in between, you mentioned tools in which they can use. Any tool you want to share?
Tools for what?
Tools they can use to help coaches, like you use to help coaches to build their persona or their high value clients, or anyone can use to research about their audience.
See, I have created multiple AI prompts for that, to making my clients' life easier. I gave them some prompts so that they can research, and they can actually refine. Actually,
Mhm.
researching has to be done by yourself only. Nobody else is gonna do. With, I told you, by surveys, tools, and other things. But you can refine with some AI tools. That
Mm.
is one. And second, with the same context, I wanted to tell you that there are people who are good in experience as well, but they don't have that confidence or the conviction that people are going to buy from me. Again, that's a major problem.
Right.
Reason being, and I'll tell you the reason as well. The reason is they have not invested in themselves. Mind it.
Mm.
If you have not invested in yourself, you will not have the courage to ask that kind of a money. See, in this coaching world, go and explore. There are coaches who are charging $100,000 for their personal one-on-one coaching. I'm
Mm.
talking about $100,000. There are people who are charging $60,000, $70,000, $50,000. Now, the more you have invested in yourself, your mind opens,
Mm.
and people also see that this person is investing in themselves, in himself or herself, to get to the latest tools, trends, technology, or learnings.
Right.
So they'll be thinking that you'll be bringing the latest thing to them as well. Fair. But if somebody is just thinking that I have a certificate or I have learned coaching and they have not invested in themselves, it's there are very least chance of they attracting those kind of a customers.
Mm.
That's a power of universe, or whatever you say. I call it the energy which you dissipate, you gain the similar energy. So if you've invested, if you've trusted somebody, people are going to trust. If you have not trusted anybody in terms of investing money with them, how do you think people are going to trust in you?
Mm.
That's again a major point which I wanted to highlight, that you need to invest in yourself. Although you may be a good person in terms of knowledge, but that conviction of investment should be there. If you don't invest, people will not invest in you.
Yeah, that's true because investment, maybe in any way, maybe in knowledge wise, books or mentor or coach, which you can invest in. Amazing point you have shared here. Now, if we talk about this, any coach example or any real life example you have seen a person transformation, due to this?
Yes, I have. I'm my own example, first of all, and I'll give you a real life example. I have case studies, there is a video, there is text. I had one of my clients, she was doing repeated webinars and trying to sell a 5,000 rupees product,
Mm-hmm.
right? She was not able to succeed, right? But she was in touch with me, she was seeing what I was doing. So she saw me initially spending some $6,000 with my coach. I invested $6,000 with one of my coaches. After 6 months, I reinvested $10,000 in my coach.
Mm-hmm.
I'll not believe, yes. And I'll tell you another thing here. When I invested $6,000, my price, the services of my price was $1,500,
Mm-hmm.
right? My coach told me to just double the price when I invested in him at $10,000, right? So my price after investing $10,000 was $3,000, right?
Right.
The day I invested $10,000, the next day that lady came to me saying, I want to invest in you. And she invested immediately $3,000 in my program,
Mm.
right? And after that, it's not about investing. She got this return in 2 weeks' time because she was pretty well. She was not knowing how to, refine the way she should be doing it, right? So I polished her processes, and in 2 weeks' time, she also recovered almost similar amount of money which she had invested in me, right? And then rest was a history, because later on she started getting multiple clients like that only. So it's the power of investment, the conviction, the thought, the broadness in your mind, that if you are gonna invest in you, people are gonna invest in you as well.
I
So that's a
totally
real life example.
I really totally agree with it because if you have money, if you can invest, you should invest in mentors, coaches who can help you to level up their game, your game. It's very important. I totally agree. And yes, it's great to have that such examples who are willing to now have high paying clients. Now, if we talk about, there are lots of other situations, where people stuck, or any three signs you can share that yes, this person is now ready for the premium clients and premium coaching business?
See, if you have already sold some low ticket stuff, I'm not saying low ticket stuff, at least you are in the process of doing some kind of a transformation, little or more, and you have case studies. Let's say you have started working with people. Let's say you have worked with 5 people, you have given results to them, right? Once you have given result, obviously those people are gonna talk good about you.
Right.
So create that kind of a marketing material in the as a proof in
Hmm.
the text format with the video testimonial format, right? Once you have that, you can immediately double your price because now your product has been tested in the market.
Hmm.
People have used it. Now, when people have used it and they have got results, you are overconfident. You are super confident that yes, this works.
Right.
You are not playing a hit and trial game, right? And you have proof to showcase that as well. So
Hmm.
when you have proof, your confidence goes up, right? Your audience will also see that you are already doing good stuff with people similar to them.
Right.
Fair? So you can immediately do that. Now, coming to, the money part, you said if people have money, what if you don't have money? If you want to learn,
Hmm.
so I call it resourcefulness.
Right.
Let's say, for example, again, consider the worst case scenario. I pray to God not to have. But if, let's say, somebody of your close family is in a hospital and doctor says that you need 5 lakh of rupees to get him treated,
Hmm.
what will you do? You'll arrange money or not? Or will you leave them to die?
Hmm.
Somehow you'll do that.
Yes, if it's agency, it's like a death and live situation, then definitely.
Exactly. Exactly. Now, here the point. If coaching business is a death or life situation for you, you will be resourceful enough to make that kind of an arrangement so that you invest, you learn.
Hmm.
Now, very few people had courage to do that. I did it. During the pandemic, I sold one of my house because of some other challenges, because my factory was closed and all those things. I had to pay to my employees and all. I sold my one of my houses to pay for it. And I also, again, I had the liquid money to invest in different coaches. In that scenario where pandemic was all, vague, nobody was clear what is going to happen. Still, I sold one of my house. I invested in coaches to learn. So that kind of a courage you need to have, and also being resourceful, as I said, you need to be resourceful enough. I know there was a lady who sold her jewelry to get into a mentoring program. I'm not saying to sell your jewelry or all. I'm just trying to tell you that you need to be resourceful so that you get to that thing. If you need it badly, I always give an example of children. If children badly need an ice cream, they start making tantrums, crying and shouting, and the parents buy them ice cream. As simple as that.
Right.
Are you really hungry enough to get to this? That's the point. Is your desire really burning inside you to make it happen? If it is, you definitely will find ways to do it.
Hmm.
You'll find ways to do it. Yes. So that's being resourceful. So there are people who say that I don't have money. If you don't have money, that's why you are here. So create something that this statement which you say that I don't have money should not come in future. You should
Right.
be having money. Create that kind of a money. Do something which allows you to make that kind of a money that tomorrow you don't say that I don't have money.
Right.
That kind of approach you should be having. So again, in terms of mindset, I call it either you are a consumer or a creator. If you're a consumer, will keep on creeping about I'm not having this or that. But if you're a creator, you'll find ways to do that. That's again, a mindset shift which you need to do if you want to do well in your coaching business.
It's very true. I mean, from this, I came up with the example that if a person is drowning in a ocean or while swimming, and if they want to come up, they are in need of oxygen to come up and live. They will do anything. So resourcefulness is an amazing tip, which I can say everyone should know that they are resourceful and they should list down their assets, list down whatever liabilities they have, assets they have, what resources currently they have,
Correct.
get value on that, build that value that much that they can also hire a coach or mentor, which they say like they don't have money. Amazing, amazing. I can say it. All right. So Alokji, now if someone want to contact you, what services you provide and how they can reach out to you?
See, I have primarily two services. One is I do a one-on-one mentoring, and other services which I have is a group coaching program. So people getting into my one-on-one mentoring automatically gets into the group coaching as well. So they get double benefit. Obviously, it is priced. I talk about premium services. I get involved myself as it's one of my businesses. As simple as that. So I work with very limited people. I don't have a crowd, bigger crowd. If you talk about today, I have around 15 paid clients currently working with me. So I choose 2 to 3 people. That's what I say. I choose to work with people. People don't choose me. I choose my clients because I need to be sure that people whom I'm gonna work with, they are literally having that burning desire to make things happen. Because teaching would not work unless and until you act on it, right? So I choose based on how much burning desire the people have to grow their business,
Right.
right? That is one. And I keep on doing free workshops or webinars where I do give lots of values for free. So I welcome anyone who wants to have an hands-on experience of what I do, how I teach before they get into my coaching program. I don't call anybody and everybody in my program. I only say that go to my profiles, go to my LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, see what I have been doing, see where I do come from, see what my intent is, see if my words and my actions are aligning or not. Don't just go on my words, don't just go on my testimonials, because marketing is such things, people are faking it. I
Right.
don't want to just go on my testimonials, just go on my what I'm saying. Research well. Research well about me as an individual and me as a coach. Be sure that if you and me are gonna work, things are gonna change for sure. If you are to that level, then we start working, and that's where the growth starts. So that is what I'm very particular about choosing my clients. I don't work with everybody, and that's what my secret ingredient of success is. Because if I can, let's say yes to everybody, there would be 50% of people not working. So again, my reputation will be at stake because these people will not blame themselves, they'll blame the others. Because we humans have a tendency to blame others. Nobody blames themselves, right?
Right.
So I'm very particular about choosing those kind of people who are ready to work, ready to put efforts after investment also. It's not about only giving money and getting results. After investment, the real work starts. Investment gives you opportunity to think broader and get this kind of a mentorship where I consider it as one of my businesses. I am deeply involved. And since it's online, I keep an eye on everybody what they are doing. Any mistake, if I can see or if I notice, I immediately ping them, send them a WhatsApp message, or if required, I do the call them that this is not you should be doing, this is what you should be doing, or you should be correcting it in this way. So that level of support I am giving, because coaching is all about being there when needed. It's not about giving some strategies and then sleeping at peace. It's about waking up all.
Shared wonderful, valuable tips here. First is, resourcefulness. Whether willing to invest in yourself or not. Customer research you have touched upon. You also touched upon
Mm,
how we need to position ourselves.
correct.
I want to know from you, like if someone is new to this coaching business and they are
Mhm.
not treating it as a business, so what
Mm.
message from your side? And as you mentioned, how they can contact with you?
Fair. So two things. First of all, understand the basics of a business first, and don't consider coaching primarily as a business. Coaching is primarily a service. Yes, it has to be backed by some investment, so that becomes a business for sure. But if you come with an intent to just earn money, you're not going to succeed for sure. The more you work for money, the more money will repel you. That's the principle of energy or money energy. If you go and learn from the people who are teaching money energy is another thing.
Right.
If you are only working for money, it's not going to work. Fair. So first of all, try to understand how a business works. Now consider coaching as a business. And if you're considering coaching as a business, definitely your efforts of time, money, and energy needs to be there. You need to don't consider. See, there are people who talk about become a coach, spend 1 hour, and earn a crore. That's not the fact. Exceptions, as I said, cannot be considered as a rule. And even if you want to become successful, you have to give enough quality and quantity time for your business to build foundation first. Build the foundations, have a farming attitude so that you can build over it. Don't just do superficial work. It will not be scalable and sustainable. So that would be my first advice. Second, people who want to talk to me, you can check out my profiles on social media. I'm there on almost all the platforms, whether it be LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter. I'm not very active on all those platforms. Primarily, I'm active on LinkedIn and Facebook. So please do check out my profile. You can check by the name Alok Kumar, high value mentor, because very few people talk about high value. People are talking about high ticket. I converted it to high value because I understand high ticket only be can be generated when you produce high value. So I talk about high value, creating high value so that you can attract high ticket clients for your business,
Right.
right? So, and I also keep on doing workshops monthly, once or twice, depending upon situations. So you can check my organic content, whether if there is something, you can definitely join us for free. I do it for free for more of the people so that they can come, learn, and get ahead in their business. Because I see a lot of people are literally stuck because there is nobody to guide them perfectly. So I try to do the best of the services with my clients, whether it is free or paid. But I give that kind of a value that once you are there, you will feel the difference. I create the difference. That's it.
Amazing. I can feel the difference. I can feel the experience you are creating in your customers, clients' life. And a coach as a mentor, I would love to learn from you in future for sure. And in this journey, and we are looking forward for more such sessions from you. Thank you so much for being here and sharing valuable tips with every audience here. And keep connected. And thank you everyone for joining. We are looking forward for more such valuable sessions. Keep stay tuned.